What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to part 5 of ESO. And as usual, well, not as usual, new thing, I'm going to just be talking about stuff I think about the game. They're just my own opinions. And today, the topic is, what race do I think is the best out of all of the playable? I don't know if I should add the ones that aren't playable just because you don't know much. I don't know. Some of the races, there's not a lot to know about them. Anyways, might as well start off with Orc. Orcs, I like Orcs a lot. They're good for dual wield, which I'm not doing dual wield. My guy is a magic based, which is kind of weird. Smithing, I don't know too much about them with smithing. I don't know how good they are in the magic.
I love seeing new faces.
My guy's not too bad.
For a while, it was just the same old names and the occasional traveling
High
merchant.
elves, they're really good
Paolo
with
might have to shut this place
magic.
down.
Probably one of the best.
What can I get you?
Minus the Dwemer
First, I
and
assumed
the
it was the
Slowed.
usual house squabbles.
Those aren't
Ready,
playable
warrior
races, so I'm not going to
arguments,
talk too much about them.
Then I thought maybe the Ashlanders were scaring people off. But after that proclamation,
Dark elves, they're really good with
I'd rather not
the
talk about that.
alchemy,
I like the color of your
destruction
gold, Outlander.
spells.
Just between us, I
think
heard
that's
the
really
House Guard
it.
shut down the Shulk War mine. Something to do with violent cultists who attacked the miners and took
Khajiits,
over the place.
good
Even
for
got the Prince
sneak.
Chief, so I heard.
Pickpocketing and lockpicking. Obviously, that's what they are known for. Most thieves are Khajiits. Pretty much the same with Argonians. That's all I could think of them being good for as well. Nords, if you play Skyrim, the only thing they're really good for, or still in any game, good for is frost damage. They don't take as much, and usually when you first start off, all of the low-level enemies use frost. So I guess that's kind of good, but once you start getting higher, they start using different spells. So I don't really know too much about Red Guards at all. Not a race I've ever been in any of the games. Bretons, they're good for magic, obviously. And maybe one-handed. I don't know, I just know they're really good for magic. Wood elves, obviously archery. And maybe a little bit of magic, but mainly archery. Imperials, they're probably good for more of a tank character, since most Imperials I've ever seen use
You shouldn't be
one-handed
here.
shield.
Didn't you read the House Retherin proclamation?
Now,
I wouldn't be here
if
myself, but
I were
some
to
of
go
my miners are still in.
lore-wise,
Our mine was invaded by violent cultists.
I would think Argonians
They
would
showed
be
up and,
close
just
to
took
the
place
top.
over. My people are trapped. I'm no expert, but it looked like the cultists were preparing to conduct a ritual before the Ashlander interrupted them. Probably because I heard one of them say, "With this ritual we'll call forth a mystical weapon and attain the power of a god." Or something along those lines. Look, I was just trying to get me and my miners out of there when the Ashlanders showed up. Really? That's awfully brave of you. If you see any of my
Now,
miners,
the reason
tell
I
them to
said
get their arses out
Argonians would
here.
be up to top,
Wait
in
as
my
long as I
opinion,
can.
for lore,
Until I hear...
I'm going based off of what happened in the Oblivion Crisis, during the Oblivion Crisis. In Black Marsh, when the gates were opened up, way before the gates opened up, the Hisks there, the trees, the trees can communicate with the Argonians, and they warned them before. So when it happened, the Argonians drank the sap from the tree, and it made them bigger, stronger. They went into the gates and forced Mehrunes Dagon to close the gates, which I think is pretty cool. I really don't know how the orcs were towards it. Obviously I know how the Imperials were towards it, since that's kind of what side you were on in the game Oblivion. I don't really know what happened in Skyrim during that time. Really, I only know what happened in Cyrodiil and Black Marsh, just because obviously I played Oblivion, and Black Marsh I just knew before that. But army-wise, for playable races, High Elves probably have the best army. Now, if we're talking about non-playable races, I'd probably have to go with the Saïk. And if you don't know who the Saïk are, they are a race from Akaviri. They're a snake-like type of race, and they are OP. Not to mention they're all vampires, which just doesn't help the situation out either. Or could it be slowed? Slowed. They have very, very powerful magic. They're very powerful necromancers. They were pretty high tech up with the Dwemer. Yep. Nope. Fun fact about the Slowed, if you don't know this already. I learned this a while back from watching a Fudge Muppet video. If you don't know who they are, you should definitely check them out if you are a fan of ESO. They also do Fallout 4 videos, but I'm not a big fan of Fallout 4. I didn't like the game too much. But when it comes to Elder Scrolls, they definitely know what they're talking about. I watched almost all of their videos. I probably have watched all their videos. When I played Skyrim, I watched all of their build videos just so I could get ideas off of them. But the Slowed, they're a slug-like, toad-like, named Slowed, slug toad type of race. That's what they look like anyways. They hated they despised every other race. Kinda like the Stormcloaks. They don't like anyone except themselves. I'd say the Norse, not the Stormcloaks. The Norse. They're like the Norse. Yeah. Smarter and more intimidating. So Claude wanted to kill every race other than theirs. And they were almost successful when they created this plague. And what they did with the plague, they flew above Tamriel. I'm pretty sure that might be wrong. They had flying machines, so they were able to. Like I said, they were very high tech. So they flew above Tamriel, dropped the plague somewhere. I forgot what area in Tamriel. It might have been the middle of Tamriel, which would be, I don't know. I don't have the map in here. I don't have the map memorized. My point is the plague they dropped messed up a lot of people, killed a lot of people. They were not nicest. Similar to the Dwemer, actually. Dwemer, they were very high tech. They were probably the most high tech out of all of the races. And the reason why I said they weren't the nicest is because the Snow Elves. This was a long time ago. Snow Elves were being attacked. I think it was actually from when the Nords first came to Tamriel from Atmora, because that's where they were from, if you don't know. They came from Atmora to Tamriel, and I'm pretty sure that's around the time with Ysgramor and the 500. Yes, that's actually the battle. The Snow Elves needed help. They talked to the Dwemer. The Dwemer tricked them. They enslaved them in their keeps, underground, obviously. And after years and years of being enslaved and being trapped underground, that's how they turned into the Falmer. Fun fact. And the Dwemer, they have been gone for ever. They disappeared with 2 Daedric artifacts. I'm pretty sure they were trying to make a weapon. I'm not, like I said, I don't know for sure. I forgot. It's been a while since I've touched base on the Dwemer. I'm pretty sure they were trying to make a weapon. One of the artifacts they had, I wouldn't really call it an artifact. The one item was the heart of Lorcan. If you don't know who Lorcan is, look him up, because he's got too much lore. I don't know all of it. All I know is Lorcan. Very, very powerful. Like crazy powerful. But the Dwemer used that, and I forgot the other one they had, but they tried doing something with those 2 things, and it teleported them somewhere. No one knows where they are. No one knows if they're all still alive. The last Dwemer we know of died in the game Morrowind. He died of sickness. I'm pretty sure he was paralyzed. He wasn't doing too good. So that was the last known Dwemer.
Did you find what you were looking for in the mine?
They're actually elves, if you don't know that. Obviously, because they have the name Myr at the end.
Find what you were looking for in the mine?
And they were I forgot what type of elf
I
they
think I'll
were
wait a little longer
originally.
and see if any of my miners
But
are able to escape from the cultists.
the way they changed, their appearance changed anyways. I'm pretty sure it was Boethia. So, Boethia's challenger. Someone was impostoring Boethia's challenger. And Boethia didn't like that. So, Boethia's champion took his army and wanted to fight the imposter.
I can't believe
The imposter had an army too. He didn't win though. In the imposter's army, their appearance changed and became the orcs. Didn't know that? There you go, another fun fact.
You there, Outlander. I have a proposition for you.
Okay, Dark Elves. Dunmer. Sorry. They weren't originally the Dunmer either. I forgot the actual name for them. But what happened to them, I'm pretty sure it was pretty similar to what happened to the orcs. Like I said, not all of this I am 100% sure about. I do know they weren't originally the Dunmer though. That I do know. Yep. You guys aren't fun. Only level 4. Yep, I'm about to die. Crap. Crap. I have one potion, but now I'm gonna use it. Here's another race I don't know, like, pretty much anything about. The Mormor. If you don't know what Mormor translates to, it's Sea Elf. Which, I didn't know about the Sea Elves until, I want to say, last year. So, I really don't, and I'm back. I don't really know anything about the Sea Elves. If you want me to, I can find out about them and I can talk about them, or whatever race you want me to talk about lore-wise. Next video. I don't want to steal any content from Fudge Muppet, so if I'm talking about something they've talked about already, I'm going to mention them and I'll put their link in the description like I am going to in this video. Just because they've talked about the Slode. They've talked about the Dunmer. Not Dunmer, Dwemer. So I am definitely going to put their link in. And since I also mentioned their builds, I will put their link in. I'm not saying you should go check them. I mean, you should check them out. You don't have to, obviously. But I'm putting their link in just because I mentioned a bunch of stuff they did. I'm not taking credit for it. Like I said before, I'm not that type of person. But it doesn't matter. As usual, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like it. If you are not subscribed, make sure you do. If you are, hit that notification button because I will be posting daily